my name is Makaleh Smith. I'm a snowy plover monitor here at California State Parks. Today we're out at Morro Strand State Beach where we're monitoring for the Western Snowy Plover, which is listed as a federally threatened species. We are out here today monitoring them to try to get an idea of how their population is doing, their nesting success. One of the things that we do out here, which is really important, is we put up fence lines. So if you come to any of our beaches from March through September, this is their breeding season. And so we fence off just parts of the beach to try to create a place where these birds can come and breed and have successful nesting season. It just happens that their breeding season coincides perfectly with summer season when everyone's out here. So they're a fairly small shorebird and their eggs are very well camouflaged, so they're really hard to see, and this is why we put up fencing to make sure that they don't get stepped on. This fencing that we put up not only helps the Western Snowy Plover in its efforts to nest, but also a lot of other really special species that we see here in our district. We've been collecting data on these birds for around 20 years here in this district, and it gives us a really good idea of how their population is doing, if we're seeing an increase or a decrease. What we do is we go inside the fence line that we have set up. We're all permitted by U.S. Fish and Wildlife to go within the habitat, and we're scanning the ground looking for evidence of Western Snowy Plovers and their nests. So we're looking for their tracks in the sand. Sometimes we'll see them on the beach and this will indicate to us that there might be a nest nearby, and so we look for their little shallow scrapes in the sand, and if there's a lot of tracks, sometimes those will lead us right to a nest. Once we find the nest, we document them, and without disturbing them, we monitor them as long as they're around. But while they're still here, sometimes we'll get to watch them all the way up until the chicks hatch, which is really exciting to see. So some beaches ban their plovers right after they hatch, and this is in order to monitor them throughout their lives, so we can tell a lot about their life history, how long they live, their migration patterns and where they've traveled to, how many successful nests they've had, and so it's really a useful tool that we can use. We just found 2 banded birds here, so when we go back to the office, we can look up those birds and we can find out where they were born, where they've traveled from, how old they are, if they're male or female, and if they've had any successful nests on this beach or other beaches throughout their range.
So when we do come across a flock of Western Snowy Plovers and we want to enter data of whether they are male or female or whether they're banded, we can use our phones and use the Quick Capture ArcGIS app to enter that data electronically, and then it's already entered into our spreadsheet back at the office.